everyone, it's me, Katie-Beth again. And last week, I was at Disneyland just hanging out, and I tried to go over to Boudin's Bakery in Disney California Adventure to get myself a nice warm bowl of broccoli and cheddar in a bread bowl, of course. But that turned out to be an experience which birthed my first TikTok. I have some very upsetting news. Boudin's Bakery no longer serves broccoli and cheddar bowls. So I was super disappointed in my findings, or rather upset, may I say. But after waiting in that long line, I still was definitely going to buy something. So I decided to drown my anguish in a bread bowl full of mac and cheese. Just okay mac and cheese. But also, I bought myself this. Ooh, it's hard to see in the bread bag. It's a gigantic bread-shaped Mickey made out of sourdough. So after making this, what I thought was definitely a most excellent purchase, and thank you for the cast member who went back and got one for me because there weren't any out front. But as soon as I got home, I ended up just putting it into my pantry and forgot about it until today when I pulled out an unmarked bag and there was a hard piece of bread in it, and it turned out to be this Mickey. So there doesn't seem to be any mold or really anything wrong with the bread other than one of the ears was hard, and it's the one that was sticking out of the unmarked bags. I think that's why it's a little hard, but the rest is not super soft but not hard. Sourdough feeling. But since it seems pretty okay, even though it's a week old, I'm still going to try to use it. I don't want to let this bread go to waste. It was $10 and super cute, so I still want to use him. So, my great plan for today is I'm going to try and use this bread to cut it in half and make a matching set of Mickey garlic bread and pizza. So, come along with me on this learning and Disney journey, and let's get cooking. To the kitchen! Side note, I don't think I'm going to need it, but I did look up on the internet today, and it taught me how to fix sourdough bread in case it was all hard. And the lesson it gave me was basically put it under the faucet, wrap it in some foil, put it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then at 300 degrees, pull it out, and then if it still needs to get some crispy crust, put it back in without the foil for another 5 minutes-ish. But I don't think I'll need that, because other than the hard ear, I think the bread's all still pretty good. And yeah, that one part of the ears, I'm not even gonna bother with that. That'll just be a real crusty part of my pizza. Right, to the kitchen we go! So first I covered my pizza pans with some parchment paper just to make cleanup a little easier later. A lot easier, actually. So you might notice I have no formal bread cutting training. I'm using my bread cutting knife just because I know that's what it's kind of called, but I don't understand how to cut into this bread at all. Like to make it thinner. So I'm just gonna speed through this real quick because it took me quite a while to figure out how to cut it in half, and it wasn't really figuring it out, it was just literally trying to cut it in half until it worked. So eventually I did get it split into two, and then I noticed something weird on the bread. In about 2 spots, there was like a crust inside. It kind of looked like a bread scab. Like maybe there was some cooked bread and then it got put into my uncooked bread. But I don't understand if maybe that's like mold or if that was some kind of piece of bread that browned more. It was really weird. So I found it in about 2 spots. You can see it basically looks like a bread scab, but it doesn't quite look like mold. It just looks like cooked bread inside of bread, which doesn't make sense at all. But I've come this far and I still don't want to waste the bread, so it's pretty much just going to be me eating this, so I feel pretty okay with poisoning just myself. And another little piece. So there was 3 total. 3 weird colored pieces in my bread. But again, it doesn't look moldy. It just looked like more cooked bread. Does anyone know what that is? Is it mold? So moving on, I'm going to use the cuter side of the bread to make my garlic bread, and the more bready side of the bread to make my pizza crust.
So I'm just gonna put these right next to each other and get into making these pizza-y stuff. So first I'm gonna start making my garlic bread butter. Just got some butter from Aldi. And I'm just gonna basically use half of this block of butter, put it in a measuring cup, warm it up in the microwave, and then add some garlic. And while my butter's melting down, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my pizza sauce. And by pizza sauce, I mean leftover pasta sauce. So I'm just gonna spread it on there. The bread's gonna soak some of it up, but I'm not too worried about it because I like a little thinner sauce on my pizza. Uh-oh, watch out for that saucy squirrel. La! Moving on, we're just gonna go ahead and mozzarella this mouse up. Now for meat choices, I'm gonna go with some Canadian bacon and some spicy pepperonis. After I cut up my meats, I realized I have too much cheese on here because I want to hide the meats under the cheese, so I went ahead and took some of that off. And then put the meats back on and then hid them again under the cheese. That way I can make kind of a mouse face on top without all the meat showing. And to make my mouse face, I'm using some jalapenos as the eyes, and then a little meat nose, and then some more jalapenos for his mouth. It's gonna be a little bit of a spicy mouse. Moving back into the garlic bread territory, I checked the butter that I had forgotten in the microwave. It's not quite as melted as I wanted it, so I did put it in for a little more. So now I have some nice melty butter, and then I'm just gonna put some of my garlic in it. Putting kind of a lot because garlic is delicious. And then I just let the garlic butter work its magic by soaking up into this bread. Freaking delicious. And then I also try to get all the edges. I melted a little more butter and garlic just to get those edges in. And then I top it with some yum yum cheese. And while I was prepping these beauties, I also preheated the oven at 300. So they should be good to just put right on in there. Crazy transition, right? Was that too weird? Well, now I gotta get some pictures. Pictures before I put my pizza in there, just in case he burns and dies. So, got the pizza in there, now getting the garlic bread in.
Ooh, now let's see how it cooks.
So one of the things I eventually noticed is that I did not put any type of timer on it all. So every once in a while I'd just come back by and check to see if it was done. Eventually we had some absolutely fantastic results with the garlic bread. Eventually the pizza was ready too. Well, I was ready. The pizza could have cooked a little longer.
So the pizza's not bad. It just tastes like normal homemade pizza. I don't really even taste the sourdough, but you can taste the sourdough in the garlic bread. Oh, the butter and garlic. So I'm not sure how to end this video. I just want to keep eating my Mickey Mouse ears. They're delicious. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming on this food making journey. It would have been real funny if I had a headband and then I just put a garlic bread and a pizza on each side of my headband, like mouse ears in the park. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining me. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. And if not, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button down there at the bottom. It really helps out. I'm pretty new at the actually getting people to watch my YouTube videos. And it helps out. Algorithm-y and whatnot. Thank you very much, everyone. And have a great rest of your day.